Hello and welcome to Arts Alive. This week we went to One Art, a pop-up art gallery that has opened a few weeks ago in Liverpool One, displaying and selling artworks from local artists. But first we met Taher Qassim, the chairman of Liverpool Arab Arts Festival, who told us more about this year's events.
The official start was probably more than 16 years ago, and the official one is 14 years ago. So we started very small, and today Liverpool Arab Arts Festival operates in the whole of the city.
Yeah, so it goes through, is it just dances, is it just music?
It's all kinds of art, from music, dance, poetry, literature, films, theater, you name it, food, all kinds of good things about a flavor of the Arab culture.
What made you start this festival in the first place?
We got together with a group of people and with the Blue Coat. At that time, there was hardly anything in Liverpool, and we started to meet and have a discussion, and we started with a weekender, and then gradually came a long weekend, and then 2 weekends, and we tasted it, for a whole month. That was too much to do, and then it became now 2 weeks.
And so you were saying it's the 14th year that you're doing it.
That's true.
How do you make it different each year? It's a challenge in itself, isn't it?
Well, I work with a team which I'm very proud of. They are very active, creative. They bring something new every year, something exciting. So this year we have, we do not have the details at the moment now, but the highlights is the Family Day in Sefton Park Farmhouse, and then we have the Big Sunday here in the Blue Coat. And then we have Reem Khalani in St. George's Hall. And then we have something for the first time, which is a symposium, to bring a number of speakers to talk about specific issues that is very important to many of the Arab women.
Yeah, I think there's a theme for this year now.
Yes, it is shaping change, work in progress, and that's why we are always changing things, creating things, but we are progressing in our work. Well, you see that the media has dominated the TV scenes, with explosions, terrorism, killings, and all of that. We are trying to bring something positive. We are trying our best. But at the same time, we're also challenging some stereotype and prejudice, whether it is from the Arab world or from Western world or whatever. We try to challenge those perceptions. And that's why the festival has continued to grow and expand and work with many different groups and artists from Britain and from all over the world.
Yeah, because it's not just for the Arabic communities.
No. It's for everybody, for young adults, for men and women, for everybody. And if you can come to the Family Day, that's what you will see. As well as I invite you to the launch, which will be in the Epstein Theatre.
Okay.
There will be something exciting.
The symposium you mentioned earlier, is it the one with the women?
That's right, all women.
Can you tell us just a little bit more about that?
We wanted women to talk about women issues, about women, Arab women coming from the Arab world, and then how they perceive from the work that they do, research, literature, journalism, and all of that, how they perceive that, and how women come from the Arab world to the West, whether it is in the UK or the West, and give a different perspective about women and what the challenges they face, and who dictates how the woman should and shouldn't do what they should or shouldn't do. So I think that is new for the first time we do that.
Apart from the festival, outside of the festival, how do you promote the Arab art? I mean, is it just happening in June, or is there anything else?
Historically, we wanted to do it only once a year, annually, and now we have changed that policy. We work with our main funders, and they're very happy to have other events during the year. So that this year, for instance, on the 20th, we are going to show a film in here, and then we have an event which is not very far from here, to music.
Everything is free as well, or is there like maybe the performances?
The performances is a paid ticket, but the Family Day and the Big Sunday are all free events. So it starts on the 6th of June and finishes on the 14th of June.
More information about the festival can be found at www.arabartsfestival.com. From the Blue Coat, we now go to Liverpool One, where we've met with the three women behind One Art, a pop-up art gallery that opened its doors on the 23rd of April and displays artwork from local artists. Can you tell us about this gallery, One Art Gallery? How did it start and what is it about?
Well, how it came about was after Christmas, they closed up Harvey Nichols' food shop that was in the other road up there. And I was walking past on my way home from the studio, and they had a sign up saying, any ideas for this pop-up shop? So I sent them an email thinking of this group that we're with now. And I never heard anything for quite some time. And then all of a sudden I got an email asking to go in and have a meeting with them because they could be interested. Didn't commit to anything. So I invited Karen and Catherine because I didn't want to go obviously on my own, couldn't run a shop on my own anyway. And the three of us went along to a meeting in Liverpool One management suite. Anyway, when we arrived, the girl who one of the girls knew Catherine from university, which was really nice, so that was a good meet-up. We had a good meeting, we went away and we had to put together lots of business plans, shop interiors, exterior images, lots of stuff, which was good. Catherine did a lot of that and Karen put a lot of the documentation together, so it was a good team effort. I don't think I did too much, but anyway, good team effort. So then they agreed, they liked it a lot. So they said, right, we'll go and look at the shop at Harvey Nichols, which is round the corner. Anyway, eventually, cut a long story short, they offered us this one. And here we are, you're here, and we're here, and it's worked well. And we've been here for 3 weeks. Most of the first week we cleaned it, and we brought a lot of men in. Because when we walked in, if you look at this furniture, it was all stacked at the back because Licenza had left all of their, no stock, but all of the furniture, all of the shelving, all of these big rock things. So in we came, the three of us with our partners and a few other helpers to clean it, set it up, and then we thought we need 12 to cover, because you have to staff it. You have to staff it yourself. So to staff it, we sat down and we said, right, we want an eclectic mix of art in here. It's got to be fine art. It can't be sort of craft or anything like that. So off we went, inviting who you can see in here. So we got 12 artists to come in, delighted. They were all absolutely delighted to be. Well, who wouldn't be here? John Lewis, Zara, us.
And they're local artists as well?
All local artists, some are from the Wirral. We're all from Merseyside, we put it that way. A lot have got studios. Karen's in the Bridewell, I'm in the Elevator, Peter Cameron's Elevator, Charlie's. There's lots of studios, but a lot work from home. A lot of studios are home in the garages or whatever. But we mostly know each other, because when you open something like this, you've sort of got to have responsible, reliable people who you know. But we're hoping for the last 3 weeks that we might have invited guests, because as you can imagine, we've had a lot of artists asking us, how did you get in, how do you do it, can we join you, all this sort. But we can't manage, we're not used to managing. We're not used to managing people, we're not used to managing accounts, we're not used to managing money. But can I just say, my God, it's worked. It really has. And Liverpool One, in all fairness to them, they've been brilliant, from the cleaners up to the top management. You couldn't fault them. They've helped us. They helped us when we moved in. They're still helping us. So I cannot fault them. They've been great. But hopefully we've been that good that they might say, oh, would you like to stay on a bit longer?
Is that something that you'd like? I mean, because this is a pop-up art gallery.
Realistically, I'm not quite sure how pop-up works. There must be something legal in it, because you couldn't pop up forever because you're getting a special deal. So I think legally, which I don't know, by the way, there must be something in it that you have to pop up, pop down, but maybe pop up somewhere else. I don't know.
So the shop is on for how long?
It was on for 6 weeks, but this is the end of our 3rd week, so we've got another 3 weeks. We will have to move out most probably the last day of May. Yeah, but who knows?
Join us after the break to find out more about One Art, Liverpool One's pop-up art gallery, and the local artists it showcases. Welcome back on Arts Alive, where this week we present you One Art, the pop-up art gallery that opened in Liverpool One for only 6 weeks.
Lots of people find it really interesting, the fact we've got an art gallery right here in the centre of Liverpool One. It's really unusual, but I think Liverpool One seems to understand that retail is changing. People want something a bit more personal, bespoke even. They acknowledge that they can meet the artist here. The customer can actually come and meet the artist, they can see them at work. We know that people have been really fascinated by the idea they can come and buy a piece of work, chat to the artist, hear the story behind it, and I think that's really where the success of One Art lies at the moment.
And the fact that it's in Liverpool One, I mean, it's an art gallery, but it's surrounded by shops, so that's pretty unusual as well.
Yeah, it's a fantastic opportunity for us. We're aware that people don't get this opportunity every day, but we know that as artists we have work that sells. It sells very well. We've tried it in lots of other retail outlets. We do fairs, we do large shows, we sell on the internet. And it's nice just to show people that actually in this very competitive retail environment we're doing very well. We are surrounded by the likes of Zara, right opposite, a worldwide, brand label, everybody knows. So I think the fact that we're bringing something that's local, all the artists are local to Liverpool and the surrounding areas, it's different, it's just refreshing, and we're proud of that. We do go and shop in the other outlets. We're not saying that we don't do that, but I think that everyone's excited by the prospect of it's completely brand new. We do have 14 artists here in total. They're all first and foremost our friends and people that we know and we trust. We've worked with before, and that was important to us. We wanted a warm, trusting environment for everyone to come into. People come in, they're happy to be here, they look forward to coming in the morning, they don't mind the late shifts either. And we're actually very grateful to Liverpool One because they've recognised that this will work, and even though we've only been here a couple of weeks, everything points to the fact that it is working. And we're just grateful that we've found the right bunch of people, and the people we put our trust in have responded brilliantly.
We all kind of know each other. It's like a big art and craft family in Liverpool, really. We all know each other, we all talk to each other, we all help each other, really. I've got lots of friends now who helped me when I was first starting off selling at the big fairs, like say George's Hall, the Open Culture one. So it was just when Frida approached me, I was just, absolutely made up, because I thought, I do sell my work locally and I've got my own online shop, but to have the opportunity to sell right in the heart of Liverpool One was just too good to pass. And it was quite a challenge, really. It was a very, very short time that we had. It was probably about 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, that we had to get everything. So we had to, meet and say how we're going to do this, who we're going to invite, to pilot. We'd never done anything like this before. So it was, but we thought we just can't not, So we found out we worked really well together, because we knew each other, and it came from that, really. We had lots of support from our families, husbands and parents. We couldn't have done it without them. And so, we opened on the 23rd of April. It's just been brilliant. The response from the public has been particularly good, because we're targeting a completely different audience now. The people that we normally sell to would go to, art fairs, maybe in Constellations or St George's Hall. Don't want to miss anyone out. Capstan's Bazaar. And people would deliberately go to an art fair to buy a piece of art. People passing here wouldn't normally go to an art fair, no disrespect to them. So they come and pass, and they're just saying, wow, we didn't even know this existed, that artists were producing work like this, that we can buy local, which is very important to lots of people now. And the fact that they can buy something that's quite personal, art's very personal. So people are coming in and thinking, I know who that's for. They're coming in, they're immediately going to pieces saying, yeah, and people are coming back now and buying. They're buying artist work, and it's just been brilliant. It's brought out skills that I didn't know I had, to be honest. It's made me a lot more confident as well. I've had to speak to people I wouldn't normally speak to, write emails, do spreadsheets and this, which is things I normally do as a businesswoman anyway, but this is on a much larger scale. So it's definitely made me more confident in my own work as well, because people are buying my work, which is amazing. And just it's just brought out things I just didn't know I had. So as well, and I know I can move forward with that and feel positive about it.
Frida, Catherine and Karen, who join up to open One Art, are also artists themselves.
My artwork is generally pen and ink drawings, generally of Liverpool, because that's obviously what people like. I've been drawing Liverpool for quite some time now, since Capital of Culture. Before that, I was a printmaker, and I didn't do anything to do with Liverpool. But once Capital of Culture, I've forgotten what year it was now, came by, I was asked to do some work for the information centre, some postcards of drawings of Liverpool and the architecture of Liverpool. And I did that, and they sort of sell well. And that's where my work all started, really. And then I do the waterfront, all the architectural buildings. They're not right, they're not architecturally drawn, but people like them that way. But I'm a hobbyist, I'm retired, so it's a hobby for me. I earn enough money to have an odd holiday here or there. So that's where my drawing, and I've continued to draw Liverpool, plus commissions, and then occasionally I do a bit of printmaking, and now this 6 weeks has taken over for here, which is brilliant, and actually it sells quite well.
Well, everything that I do is all with the environment in mind, from my clothing range, which is all organic cotton, screen printed, traditional art process of screen printing with environmentally friendly inks. The characters themselves, I go and meet the characters, they're usually animals in local farms. I photograph them and I illustrate from those photographs. And then I bring those personalities to life. I write a certificate with the character story on. So it's a full circle of my love for the environment and the natural world, really. And I'm very proud of the organic process involved. It took a lot of research, took a long time to find the right suppliers. but it was all worth it.
Well, I trained as a graphic artist in London about 20 years ago now, and it was at a time when digital media was coming in, Apple Macs, computers, and it was something I didn't feel comfortable with. I like to get my hands dirty, I like to find out things by doing, and so I discovered print, lino printing, and particularly letterpress printing, which is a dying art. I mean, the university that I went to had a massive print room, and no one was using it. They were all upstairs on the computers, and even the tutors were pushing us to do that. And I was like, no, I don't want to do it. So my work, especially, I do lino cuts, and I also do letterpress printing, as I said. And letterpress printing, which I've been kind of studying for quite a number of years, and I invested in some print equipment about 5 years ago. So a lot of my prints are inspired by my time in London, because as a Scouser, unfortunately I was ridiculed for my accent and where I was from, because at the time people just thought Liverpool was Brookside. You were like a Brookside character, or no disrespect, I love Brookside. But if they haven't visited Liverpool, they just had this stereotype, and unfortunately that still exists. So when I started to do my letterpress prints, I was thinking, what can I do? I know typographical prints were very popular, keep calm and carry on and things like this. And I was originally going to do a hello. How do we say hello in different languages? And I thought, well, I say hiya, And I thought, well, let me think about the words that we use, because in London, I would say certain words and they wouldn't know what I was talking about, or I'd have to slow down. So this was kind of response to that, because I thought, I'm proud of the way I speak. We've got our own unique language. I love the way we shorten things. So the Scouse prints that I do were quite personal to me when I first started to do them. It was a personal piece. And I did it because I wanted to celebrate the way we spoke. And then once I sold the first one, people's reaction just was amazing. And I did an edition of 50 prints and just sold them out. Because people were saying, this is lovely, I love it, it makes me laugh. I'm proud of Liverpool. And I've got a relative in Australia or America, I'm going to send it to them to remind them of home. And I just thought that is brilliant, because that's what kept me thinking of home when I was away at university. So I just developed the range of things, and I'm still developing them now. And people are still buying them and sending them all over the world, which I'm made of.
That's all in Arts Alive. See you next time.